Do women really love the nice guy, or do they secretly crave the man who knows when to walk away? The one who doesn't flinch when she tests him, ignores her when she's playing games, and never, ever loses control of his emotions. The truth is, that man, the rock-steady, untouchable, and unbothered one, he owns her mind. It's time to face the reality that men who react emotionally, who are weak and disposable, lose the respect of women. Sure, women will say they want a man who's in touch with his emotions, but what happens when you show too many of them? Respect goes out the window. Women crave that untouchable, steady man, the one who stays calm no matter the storm. The moment you let her emotions dictate yours, she sees you as weak, just another man she can control. And this isn't just about women. Everyone is watching how you respond under pressure. Your boss, your friends, even strangers. They're all waiting for you to slip, to react, to reveal your weaknesses. The moment you do, they own you. This is the harsh reality that many men will never understand. But today, right now, you're about to wake up to this truth. After watching this video, you'll never react the same way again. Comment below. I control my emotions. No one controls me. Let's be honest. Most men will never wake up to the fact that the world is built to control them through their emotions. They will spend their lives reacting to everything, getting angry when a woman tests them, frustrated when things don't go their way, chasing people who don't respect them. But here's the painful truth that many fail to see. Women don't respect emotional men. Now, women will tell you they love a man who is emotionally available. But when you show too much emotion, it's a different story. Society exploits emotional men. Your boss, your friends, your enemies. They all want to see you emotional because they know that emotions make men weak. A man who reacts emotionally to small things, who chases after women the second she pulls back, who overreacts to insults. He gets used, played, and discarded. But a man who controls himself, a man who is unreadable, unshaken, and silent, that man is a force of nature. In this video, you're going to learn 1. Why reacting emotionally makes you weak. 2. How women use emotional manipulation to control you. 3. How society exploits your emotions for its benefit. 4. Most importantly, how to become untouchable. Watch till the end because this video is going to change everything for you. 1. Why emotions? Weakness. Most men walk through life completely blind to the fact that their emotions are being used against them every single day. Whether it's at work, in relationships, or in social settings, emotions are weaponized. From the moment you were a child, you were trained to react emotionally. Your parents scolded you when you didn't cry. Your teachers praised you for expressing your feelings. Movies told you that real men pour their hearts out, cry in their lovers' arms, and show vulnerability. But here's the thing. What happens to the men who do this? They get crushed. Maybe you've seen it. Maybe you've lived it yourself. A man opens up too much to his woman. She loses attraction, gets bored, and eventually she leaves. A man gets angry at work. His boss sees him as unstable and promotes someone else. A man lets a minor insult get under his skin. Suddenly, he's a joke to everyone around him. The truth is, this world is not designed to reward men who react emotionally. Emotions are seen as a weakness, a flaw that others can exploit. But if you want to change that, if you want to become untouchable, steady, and in control, you need to stop reacting. Every day you'll face tests from all directions. Your partner will test you to see if you're the type of man who can handle her challenges without losing composure. Your colleagues and boss will push you to see if you're the man who will let your emotions rule your decisions. Society will throw situations at you meant to provoke and distract you, hoping that you'll slip. The moment you react, the moment you let your emotions take control, they own you. People can sense it. They'll know you're no longer in charge. But if you stay calm, if you stay unshaken, if you remain untouchable, that's when you become the person everyone respects. So what does it take to become untouchable? It all comes down to mastering emotional control. The key is being able to stay unbothered in every situation, to become unreadable, to stop reacting emotionally. Imagine a world where nothing can shake you, where nothing rattles your composure. A man who is calm in every storm. That man is not just respected, he is feared. And it's this mastery that will make you unstoppable in every aspect of your life. In this video, we're going to break down the exact strategies to help you. Recognize when your emotions are being manipulated. Train yourself to be unshaken no matter the pressure. Develop mental toughness and self-control that others will envy. This is your chance to break free from emotional manipulation and start living on your terms. Don't let your emotions control you anymore. It's time to take control, to become the man who's untouchable. When you stop reacting, when you stop letting emotions dictate your actions, you step into a power that most men will never know. Emotional control doesn't just make you more attractive to women, it makes you more effective in life. Whether it's at work, in your personal relationships, or when dealing with the challenges of everyday life, emotional control allows you to think clearly, make better decisions, and project confidence. People around you, your colleagues, your boss, your friends, they'll all look at you with respect. You'll become someone they can rely on in any situation. And women, they'll be drawn to you like never before, because they crave a man who is untouchable. Final thoughts. The secret to becoming untouchable. The truth is simple. If you want to be a man of strength, power, and influence, you must master emotional control. The world is built to manipulate you, to make you react emotionally. But by learning to stay steady, unshaken, and in control, you can rise above it all. 2. The harsh truth about emotions and respect in relationships. Previously, we discussed the reality that emotional control is the key to becoming untouchable. Now, let's dive deeper into how emotions affect relationships, especially when it comes to how women perceive and respond to emotional men. Let's be honest for a moment. Women don't respect emotional men. They never have, and they never will. You might hear them say they want a man who expresses his feelings. But watch what happens when that man actually does it. She might say she wants to hear about your emotions, but she won't respect you when you show them. You see, women are naturally drawn to the men who don't react, the ones who remain steady no matter the storm. Think about it for a second. You've been there. You've been the guy who sent long texts when she pulled away, thinking if you showed how much you cared, she would come back. You've been the guy who got frustrated when she acted distant, trying to talk about it, only to have her get colder. And what happened? She lost respect for you. Why? Because you let her emotions control yours. The second you let her dictate how you feel, she knows she has power over you. Women test men constantly, sometimes without even realizing it. Maybe she picks a fight over something trivial just to see if you'll argue. If you do, you fail. Or maybe she ignores your messages to see if you'll get emotional. If you do, you fail. Or she talks about another man in front of you to see how you'll react. If you react, you fail. But there's one type of man who passes every test. Man who doesn't react. The man who doesn't chase after her. The man who stays calm, in control, no matter what. That man wins every time. She might not like it at first. She might even get frustrated by it. But deep down, she will respect you. And here's the kicker. She'll want you more than ever. This is where most men destroy their own relationships. A woman starts acting distant and the man panics. She suddenly isn't as affectionate and he begins to overcompensate. She flirts with another man and he explodes with jealousy. He thinks, if I just show her how much I care, she'll stop pulling away. Wrong. The moment you react emotionally, she sees you as weak. And once a woman loses respect for you, it's over. She may still stay around for a while, but the attraction is gone. The truth is harsh, but it's real. Women are wired to follow strength. They cannot be attracted to a man they do not respect. And the second you let your emotions dictate your actions, you've proven to her that you're not the man she can respect. Let's take a moment to think about this. A man who stays calm, controlled, and indifferent in the face of emotional chaos is the rarest kind of man. And that's the kind of man that women can't get out of their heads. Why do you think women are obsessed with the guy who never texts back? Why do you think they keep chasing after the guy who seems to be indifferent? It's because he's unpredictable. He doesn't let her control his emotions. And when a woman can't figure you out, she keeps coming back for more. It's a challenge. She's drawn to you because you're a puzzle that she can't solve. And that is exactly what makes you attractive. But don't misunderstand this. It doesn't mean you have to be cold or heartless. It means you need to be in control of yourself. Control is what makes a man powerful. And the foundation of control starts with one thing: your emotions. If you cannot control your emotions, then you're at the mercy of the world. If you snap at every insult, chase after every woman who pulls back, or get frustrated every time things don't go your way, you will always be weak. But here's the good news. When you master your emotions, you become a man who is respectable, untouchable, and a force to be reckoned with. A man who is unreadable, unshaken, and in control of his own actions. That man is powerful. This isn't just about relationships with women. It's about every part of your life: work, friendships, personal interactions. People will look at you with more respect because you will be someone who doesn't react to the ups and downs. Instead, you will calmly assess every situation, make decisions with confidence, and remain steady no matter the storm around you. Most men will never reach this level. They will live their entire lives being puppets to their emotions. They'll get angry at a woman who pulls away. They'll chase after the approval of people who don't respect them. They'll react to every setback and let frustration rule their decisions. But you won't be one of them. You're here, you've listened to this video, and you're starting to see the truth. You're realizing that emotional control is the key to power. You're making the decision today, right now, that you will no longer be at the mercy of your emotions. You will take control. It starts here, right now. This decision will change everything. If you want to take your power back, it starts with this one decision. Never let anyone control your emotions again. The truth is that emotional control is not just a tool for attracting women or for being seen as a man of strength. It's about creating the life you want. When you are in control of your emotions, you become the person you were always meant to be: untouchable, unwavering, and unstoppable. So remember this: the moment you let your emotions control you, you lose control. But when you master them, you become a force that the world cannot break. Make that decision today. Comment below, "I control my emotions. No one controls me," and take the first step toward becoming the man you were always meant to be. Building on what we've discussed earlier, it's clear that true strength lies in emotional control. Never let a woman, a boss, a stranger, or even your own feelings dictate your actions. A king does not respond to a peasant's insults. A warrior does not flinch when tested. And a man of power, a man who understands the weight of his own presence, does not allow himself to be controlled. The next time someone tries to bait you into an argument, stay silent. Watch them squirm as they realize they can't provoke you. When someone insults you, expecting a reaction, give them nothing. Watch them get uncomfortable as they try to figure out how to handle your unshaken demeanor. The next time life throws a challenge your way that would have once made you panic, breathe, assess the situation, and handle it with calm and precision. Because the truth is, the man who controls himself controls everything. Weak men explode, strong men observe. It's as simple as that. There's a clear difference between the man who is respected, feared, and desired, and the man who is walked over, mocked, and discarded. And that difference lies in how he responds under pressure. Every single day, people are testing you. Women, bosses, so-called friends, and even strangers on the internet. They all want to see if they can get a reaction from you. They want to know if you're emotionally controlled or just another weak, impulsive man who is easily provoked. A woman calls you insecure. A coworker tries to get under your skin. Your girlfriend picks a fight for no reason. A stranger disrespects you in front of others. The average man reacts instantly, getting emotional, raising his voice and defending himself like a fool. But the powerful man, he does something different. He pauses. He stays silent. He lets the moment stretch out, uncomfortable and tense. Do you know why this works? Because silence makes weak people nervous. A man who can control his reaction is dangerous because no one knows what he's thinking. No one knows if he's going to laugh it off or if he's about to burn their entire world down. Silence is power. Indifference is power. Let's say you're in a situation with a woman who tries to bait you into an argument. She says, "You never listen to me." She expects you to start explaining yourself, justifying your actions, reacting emotionally. But instead, you do nothing. You just look at her calmly and unreadably. Maybe you smirk, maybe you shrug, but you give her nothing. Now, she is the one who's emotional. She's the one who's trying to figure you out. She can't handle the fact that you're unreactive. Or picture this. You're at work and a coworker disrespects you in front of others. A weak man would snap back immediately, trying to prove himself. But a man who's in control, he just looks at him, lets the silence drag, lets everyone around him feel the tension, and suddenly, the one who spoke first looks like a fool. When you don't react, people don't know what to do with you. They begin to doubt themselves. They start feeling nervous. A man who can control his emotions is a man who cannot be manipulated. Think about the most powerful men in history, the ones who commanded respect the moment they walked into a room. They were never the loudest. They were never the most reactive. Instead, they were calm, calculated, and precise. The reason for this is simple. The moment you react emotionally, you lose control. And when you lose control, you lose everything. If you want to be a man that people respect, fear, and remember, you must master the art of restraint. The power is in your ability to hold back, to remain calm and steady even when others around you are losing their heads. That's what makes you untouchable. Every single day, you're being attacked emotionally, whether it's from people close to you, random encounters, or the pressures of life itself. These emotional attacks are designed to test you, to see if they can get a reaction. But remember, the way you handle these attacks defines your power. When someone tries to provoke you, don't give them the satisfaction of a response. Let the silence stretch. Let them stew in their discomfort. They'll quickly realize that their usual tactics don't work on you. They'll start doubting themselves. And that's when you gain the upper hand. How many times have you seen someone fall apart emotionally when pushed too hard? They lose their composure, get angry, and act impulsively, letting the world around them dictate their actions. But the true power lies in being the man who is always in control, no matter the storm around him. When you refuse to react emotionally, when you control your response, you position yourself as someone who can't be broken. You become the man that others fear and respect. You're the one who stands unshaken while the world crumbles around you. To sum it up, emotional control is not just about avoiding confrontation or keeping a cool head. It's about becoming the man who is unshakable in any situation. It's about becoming the man who doesn't react to the chaos, but instead rises above it with calm, calculated precision. If you want to command respect, if you want to be someone who people look up to, You must master your emotions. It's the most powerful tool you have, and it's the one thing that will set you apart from the average man. Remember this: a man who can control his emotions controls his destiny. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where you feel the urge to react, take a step back, breathe, stay calm, and watch how everyone around you begins to change their perception of you. 3. The silent battle. How to protect yourself from emotional attacks in relationships and life. As we've discussed before, the key to mastering your emotional power is learning how to stay unshaken no matter the situation, whether it's in your relationship, at work, or even in casual interactions with others. The world will throw emotional tests at you, and if you don't know how to defend yourself, how to stand firm, or how to avoid reacting emotionally, you will be eaten alive. This might sound harsh, but it's the truth. Most men don't even realize it's happening to them. They walk into relationships blind, thinking everything is fine, and then they wonder why suddenly a woman pulls away. They think it's just some random female behavior, a shift in her mood that came out of nowhere. But here's the thing, it's not random, it's a test. Women test you constantly, and often they don't even realize they are doing it. They need to see what kind of man you are. Is he solid, unshakable, truly masculine, or is he weak, insecure, and easily manipulated? When a woman tests you, she is trying to determine whether you are the man she can trust to lead her, or whether you're someone she needs to control. A woman will push your emotional buttons just to see if you crumble. She will insult you to see if you react. She will bring up the name of an ex just to see if you get insecure. She will pull back to see if you chase after her, and she will act emotional to see if you lose control. And here's the problem. If you fail these tests, you instantly lose her respect. Why is this the case? Because when you react emotionally to her tests, you prove to her that she is stronger than you. And here's the real kicker. If she is stronger than you, she cannot respect you. This is the hidden reason why women leave men they once loved. They lose attraction overnight when they see that you have lost control. And the moment she no longer feels safe with you, she can no longer love you. A woman wants to feel like she is with a man who is stronger than her, emotionally, mentally, and physically. She wants to be led. She might never admit it, but deep down, she craves it. She doesn't want to be the dominant one in the relationship. She doesn't want to be with a man she can control, because when a woman feels like she is the strongest one in the relationship, she starts to resent him. At first, her tests will be subtle. She'll push your buttons just a little to see how you handle it. But if you stand firm, remain calm, and pass the test, she will feel more attracted to you than ever. However, if you react, if you argue, explain yourself, defend yourself, or get upset, she will keep testing you harder and harder, and this is where the trouble begins. One day, she will completely lose interest, and you'll be left wondering, what happened? You might think to yourself, but I gave her everything. I showed her I cared. I was always there for her. I never got mad at her. And that's the problem. She didn't want a man who reacts emotionally. She wanted a man who stays composed, a man who is her rock, a man who leads, a man who is solid and unshaken. Women hate weak men, not because they are mean or cruel, but because biologically they are wired to seek out strength. If a woman senses any weakness, she cannot respect you. And if she cannot respect you, she cannot love you. This is the fundamental truth that many men overlook in relationships. They think that by being emotionally available, by being vulnerable, and by showing their feelings, they will build a stronger connection. But vulnerability doesn't always equal strength in a woman's eyes. Vulnerability without control is weakness. And when a woman senses weakness, she starts to lose respect for you. Sometimes a woman will question your career, your confidence, or your masculinity. She might say things like, I don't know if you're really as confident as you act. Are you even successful? What do you even do all day? You don't seem like the kind of guy who can handle a woman like me. She wants to see how you respond. Will you start defending yourself? Will you start explaining yourself, listing your accomplishments and proving how successful you are? Most men fall for this bait. They begin listing off their achievements, trying to convince her how great they are, hoping that it will prove their worth. But the truth is, the more you try to prove yourself, the more you lose respect in her eyes. You see, a woman doesn't want to be convinced of your greatness through words. She wants to see it in your actions. She wants to feel your strength without you needing to explain it. The moment you start reacting emotionally to these tests, you've already lost. It's your ability to stay calm, controlled, and unshaken that makes you truly powerful. A woman doesn't need your explanation. She needs your strength. The strength to stay composed, to lead, and to stay in control. In the end, it's not about proving anything to anyone. It's about mastering your own emotions and being the type of man who doesn't need to react to feel validated. You stop reacting to emotional tests, you will naturally start to command respect. So the next time you find yourself being emotionally attacked, whether it's in your relationship, at work, or in any other area of life, remember this: don't react. Stay calm, stay strong, and let your actions speak for themselves. This is the path to becoming the man who is respected, the man who is unshaken, and the man who attracts the kind of love and admiration that you deserve. The path to true power starts with emotional control. 4. The art of emotional control. The power of indifference. As we discussed earlier, emotional control is key to attracting respect and mastering relationships. But let's dive deeper into the concept of indifference, which is arguably the most powerful weapon in your emotional arsenal. Indifference is ultimate power. When you master it, you gain control over every relationship, every conversation, and every social dynamic in your life. Why is this the case? People crave validation. They need to know where they stand with you. They want a reaction from you to feel important. But the moment you stop giving them what they want, you suddenly own them. You become the one they are drawn to because you no longer react to their tests or needs. You become the one they have to chase. Think about the most powerful men in history. They were never emotional. They didn't waste time arguing, proving themselves, or justifying their worth. Instead, they simply existed in a state of complete control. They didn't need validation from anyone, and that's why they commanded respect, authority, and influence. This is why women obsess over men who don't care. Indifference is rare, and it is incredibly powerful. A man who doesn't react emotionally is a man who commands respect. A man who doesn't chase after validation is the one who will be chased. A man who doesn't seek approval from others is the one who effortlessly gets it. But here's the reality. Most men do the exact opposite. They explain themselves when accused. They get defensive when challenged. And they react emotionally when tested. In doing so, they expose their weaknesses. The most powerful thing you can do when someone tries to get a reaction from you is nothing. Imagine a woman insults you, expecting you to react, to fight back, or to get defensive. What happens when you shrug, say, "Okay," and move on? She loses her mind because suddenly she has no control over you. Silence is power. Indifference is power. Women need to feel your presence, but they also need to feel like they are chasing it. If she always knows where she stands with you, she will get bored. But if she's constantly unsure if she has you or not, she stays hooked. This is why men who don't text back immediately, men who don't over-explain themselves, and men who remain a mystery are the ones that women desire the most. Because with them, women never quite know where they stand. They are always wondering what's next, which keeps them interested and attracted. This doesn't mean you should be cold or cruel. Indifference doesn't mean being emotionally distant or unkind. It simply means you should never give more than necessary. For example, if she asks, "Do you even care about me?" a weak man will fall into the trap. He will immediately reassure her, saying, "Of course I do. Why would you even ask that?" But a strong man will lean back, smirk, and say, "Maybe," with a playful tone. That one word, maybe, will drive her crazy. Why? Because now she's chasing your validation. She's the one trying to figure out where she stands with you, which is exactly what keeps her interested. This is the art of indifference. The less you react, the more power you hold. The less you explain, the more people respect you. The less you care about seeking validation, the more others will care about you. This is where your true power lies. If you want to truly own your relationships, interactions, and life, you must master the ability to give nothing away. The moment you stop seeking approval from others is the moment you start getting it. The moment you stop chasing is the moment people will start chasing you. Indifference is your greatest weapon, and it's a tool that, when used wisely, can change every dynamic in your life. This isn't about being selfish or uncaring. It's about being in control of your emotions, your actions, and your interactions. When you don't need anyone to approve of you, when you don't chase after anyone's attention, you become the most powerful version of yourself. People will seek your validation because they will recognize that you are the one in charge. Indifference gives you the power to decide when and where you invest your energy. It helps you maintain your boundaries and ensures that others respect you. It makes you untouchable. So remember this: the more you care, the less others will care about you. The less you react, the more people will respect and pursue you. The art of indifference is truly a powerful skill, and if you learn to wield it, you will change the way people treat you and transform your entire life. Indifference is power. Use it wisely. As we've discussed before, the key to dominance is emotional control and confidence. Now, let's dive into the power of the cold approach, a technique that most men fail to understand. When most men walk into a room, they immediately start talking, explaining themselves, justifying their presence, and trying to prove they belong. But powerful men do the complete opposite. A truly dominant man doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He walks into a space, he owns it, and he lets his presence fill the room. He doesn't speak unnecessarily. Silence, after all, is louder than words. Most men fail at the cold approach because they give away their power instantly. They try to win people over, they try to please women, they try to be liked. But here's the question: what if you walked into every interaction as if you already won? What if, instead of trying to impress a woman, you let her prove herself to you? Most men see an attractive woman and immediately put her on a pedestal. They think, "She's special. I need to win her over." But that is backward thinking. A truly dominant man walks into the room, sees a woman, and thinks, "Let's see if she's even worth my time." This one shift in mindset changes everything. Why? Because women can sense when a man is in control. They can feel when a man isn't trying too hard. They can tell when a man is not emotionally invested yet. And the moment they feel that, they become the ones chasing you. A cold approach isn't just about what you say, it's about what you don't say. It's about your body language, your tone, your energy. It's about owning the room without saying a single word. Watch how people gravitate towards the man who speaks the least but commands the most attention. Watch how women lean in when a man gives them nothing. The man who is unreadable, unbothered, and unpredictable is the man people cannot forget. Most men will never wake up to this reality. They will spend their entire lives reacting emotionally, chasing approval, explaining themselves, trying to prove their worth. And because of that, they will always be weak. But now you know better. You understand that emotions make men weak, that reacting gives away your power. A man who controls himself controls everything. From now on, you will never react emotionally again. You will never let a woman, a stranger, a boss, or a friend manipulate you with emotional attacks. You will never chase, justify, or explain yourself again because you are a man of control. You are a man of power. You are a man of absolute dominance over yourself. If this video has woken you up, if it has changed your mindset, then it's time to take action. Comment below. I control my emotions. No one controls me. If this message resonates with you and you understand the power of taking control of your emotions, then you need to support this channel. Like, comment, and subscribe for Stoic Fantastic, because the more men who hear this message, the less control society has over us. YouTube doesn't want this message out there. They don't want men to be in control of themselves. They don't want us to awaken to our power. So if you want this content to reach more men, if you want to spread the truth that makes men untouchable, you need to engage with this video. This isn't just another video. This is the knowledge that makes men untouchable. Together we rise. Together we take control.